Essential considerations before entering marriage. Essential considerations before entering marriage. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, let's talk. Today we'll be talking about, today's talk is a very important subject on marriage. And as I earlier said, it's titled Essential Considerations. Things we need, important things to put into consideration before entering marriage. Marriage in Islam is not just a social contract. It is a sacred covenant. It is a sacred covenant, a half of our faith. Marriage is half of our faith. And a journey that can either bring us closer to Allah or lead us astray. The choice is ours, on our considerations too, depending on how we approach it. So it is important to examine essential considerations before entering into marriage. The very first point you have to consider is strengthening your relationship with Allah. Remember, marriage is not just about finding a right partner. It's not just about the right partner. Yeah, right partner, yes, but it's not only that. It's about being the right servant of Allah. If our hearts are disconnected from our Creator, how can our hearts are disconnected with our Creator? How can we expect to bring peace, mercy, and tranquility into marriage? Your hearts are disconnected with your Creator. How can you bring peace, mercy, tranquility into your marriage? It's impossible. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in Surah Al-Rum, verse 21 of the Quran. He says, and among his signs is that he created for you spouses from you amongst yourself, as spouses from amongst ourselves, so that you may find tranquility in them. You may find tranquility in them, and he placed between you affection and mercy, muwada and mercy. That tranquility only exists when both partners are connected to Allah. When both partners are connected to Allah. Before you look for someone to love, strengthen your love for Allah, because that will be your guide to choosing or selecting the right partner. That will be your light. That connection with Allah will illuminate your heart to meet, will direct you to meet the right person. How well do you know yourself? Know yourself. The second step in consideration for before you go into marriage is to know yourself deeply. Deeply, I mean. What are your priorities? What are your boundaries? Your deal breakers. What are they? Your boundaries, your priorities, your deal breakers. What works for you may not work for him, for your partner. Many people rush into marriage thinking love will solve everything, but without self-awareness. Many people rush into marriage without thinking, without self-awareness. They end up lost in confusion later. When you rush into marriage without thinking, without knowing yourself, you think that love is not enough. You need more than love to build a happy home and to have a happy marriage. Do you know that your aspirations, do you know your aspirations? Do you know what you absolutely cannot compromise on before you rush into that marriage? Do you? Because when two people come together without clarity, misunderstandings and conflicts become inevitable. Inevitably, you will misunderstand. So when you come together without clarity, misunderstandings and conflicts become inevitable. Marriage will not magically erase your insecurities. So you need to cultivate self-love, self-confidence, and healing. Before you rush into marriage, cultivate self-love, love for yourself, believe in yourself, self-confidence, and healing. Marriage will not magically erase your insecurities or trauma. If you have insecurities before you go into marriage, you've got to work on yourself. Build your self-confidence, love yourself, prioritize yourself. Self-care, very important. If anything at all, for example, if anything, it may magnify them. If you don't prioritize self-love, self-care, build your confidence, instead of improving yourself, it will magnify. It will just make things worse. You need to sort this out, rectify this before you go into marriage. That's why Islam encourages us to be whole individuals before joining in marriage. Islam encourages us to be whole individuals before joining in marriage. How confident are you? You have to love yourself, believe in yourself, so that you are not trodden upon. You are not maltreated. You have to be able to, you know what you will take, you know what is okay for you, what works for you. You don't have to take what you cannot endure because of love. No, love is not the end of everything. You are important too. So work on your personal growth, I tell you. Work on your personal growth. Learn essential life skills. Address toxic patterns. Oh, ask me. Address toxic patterns between yourself. It might be your husband or your wife, anyone who has a tendency to have a toxic character, toxic style of living. You got to address it before you jump into marriage, because once you're in marriage, it's not easy. Heal from past wounds. Heal from past wounds. A healthy marriage requires two individuals who are striving to be healthy. Two individuals who are striving to build a life together and to be healthy. Not two broken hearts, hoping the other will fix them. This is the end of the first part of our essential considerations before marriage. The part 2, I'll conclude in the second part. If this is useful to you, you find this useful and inspiring, please share with your family, community, and anyone you think needs this. Thank you for listening. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And before I forget, may Allah bless our homes with barakah. May Allah make our marriages happy and guide us to choose the right partners. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.